And welcome back to our online classroom. I'm Mrs. Seja, and I'm really glad you found time to come back today. We are going to continue our journey on job exploration. Remember, that's just that word that talks about how we're going to go and explore and look at different types of jobs we may like and not like. So we've already had two characters that we've read about that went on this very journey. We read about Jordan's first job. You remember that? And then just recently, we started reading about Keisha and Keisha looking for her job. Now, they both went very different directions on how they decided where they would like to work. So we're going to talk about that today. Then we're also going to look at a preference inventory. Now, a preference inventory is just a way for us to say yes, no to different questions of what we like and what we don't like. And here it's going to be all about the types of locations we like to work at or the environment. What do we like to do? Do we like to stand or sit? And it's going to help us kind of rule out or decide, no, we wouldn't want that type of job, or yes, we would like to work here. Once we've done our preference inventory, we're then going to look at the right job activity. We're going to look at this activity and we're going to choose one job from each of the rows that interests us the most. And then that's going to help us put together a list of where we might like to work. And then once we've done those, we're going to look at this tool one more time. We did this in our last lesson, and it was about how do we set a goal. And so this tool is going to help us set a goal for beginning to look for those specific jobs or jobs in those areas that we've talked about today. So you ready to get started? Here we go. We're going to go ahead and minimize this and get rid of all of this visual noise, as I call it. And let's go back to Jordan's first job. Okay? Jordan, we remember, he needed to get a job because he had to pay for car insurance and one more thing. What else did he need to pay for? Do you remember? Gas. Yes, the picture helps you. He needed to pay for gas and car insurance for a car that his parents had given him. But he needed a job because he didn't have any money. So he went online and he started looking for different jobs. And we go on this little journey with him as he looks at different jobs like car washer. Now, this particular job didn't work because it was during his school hours. Now, for us, we have carpool, and carpool works Saturdays and Sundays. So if you like to do that type of job, you could do it here because they have hours that aren't during school. Then the next one was, here he decided against it. The next one was a chef. Now, a chef has to know how to cook a lot of different meals, right? Kind of like your family member who does most of the cooking. They need to know how to cook a lot of different things, right? Jordan realized he couldn't do that, so the job for chef wasn't considered. Then this is the one we've talked about so much that he just doesn't like to do dishes, right? So it wasn't even a consideration. Then he went on to read about a dog walker job, of how he could walk dogs after school. And he decided that this was going to be a good job for him. It was the right hours. It was something he enjoyed doing. And so then he went on to be a dog walker. So he found the job by just what we call process of elimination. He looked at different jobs and it was a yes, or it was a no, or it was a yes. And then all the ones in the yes category, he narrowed it down to what he liked. So now let's look at how Keisha did it. Jordan went online and did it. Let's look at Keisha and what her method of choosing a job was. So Keisha actually went out to learn to do different jobs. So on finding a job, we see that she's going to learn about different jobs. She's going to try the jobs that she's working on to estimate what she likes. So here she's looking at one of working with animals. Okay, she decides against it because she doesn't like to work with animals. Here she tries a job at a restaurant. So unlike Jordan, who just read about the jobs on the computer, Keisha's actually going to the job and working it and seeing, do I like it or not? Now, remember in our earlier lesson, we talked about in our last lesson, I talked about job shadowing, where you can go on the job site and you can follow them for a day. And you can see everything they do at Kroger or Walmart or Carpool. And you get an idea if you like the job. There's even a new process out now called virtual job shadowing, where you can do it all online. So that would be interesting to do during this time that we're not really allowed to be out and trying new jobs. So here's the restaurant and thumbs up. She likes this one. Then we have another thumbs down. Not so good with working outside, doesn't like to get hot and dirty. So this job is just off the table. That means forget it, not going to do it. Then we have another thumbs down, which was working at the hair salon. She thought it was too boring while she was there. She didn't like it at all. But while she was there, she saw somebody cutting hair. The ladies were cutting hair, and she thought, well, maybe that would be something I would like rather than just, sweeping or, watching the front desk. But then she discovered they had to go to school, and she was not interested in that. So that was a no thank you. Then she started to work at the nursing home. This job she enjoyed. She got to be with people, and there was a schedule. She likes schedules. So here she took and she wrote the jobs down, what jobs I like, what jobs I don't like, and why she didn't like them. So that's very important to do, just like Jordan did. Now he was doing it all online, but here Keisha had gone actually to the job and worked the job. So here she lines up all the ones that she liked. Well, she knew that the hair cutting couldn't happen because she didn't want to go to school anymore. She liked the restaurant and she liked the um, nursing home, but she liked the nursing home better. Do you remember why? Both of them were working with people. All three of them were really, but these two were. Yes, the nursing home had a schedule and she liked being on a schedule. So she decided to go with the nursing home. And then once she had that all set, she knew what she was going to do. So now let's take a minute and let's walk through my preference inventory. Okay, here we're going to choose your favorite job characteristics in each row. I would like a job where I could, and we're going to look through each of these and decide which ones do you like and which ones do you not. Now, if you don't have access to this online, you can just write down on a piece of paper which word you do like, okay? So let's look at row number 1. Row number 1, do you like to sit or a job where you stand? Would you like a job where you sit or a job where you stand? Let's say stand. Row number 2. Do you like a job where I could stay clean or get dirty? Which would you like? I would like a job where I could stay clean or get dirty. Okay, I am not one to like to get dirty, so I'm going to go with I'll stand, but I'd like to stay clean. Now, if you enjoy working outside with your hands, if you enjoy like potting plants or other things like in the garden, then definitely choose you could get dirty. Number 3, you prefer to work alone or work with others. I would like a job where I could work alone or work with others. I personally really like working with others. I would like a job where I could work with children, work with animals. So work with children or work with animals, which would you prefer? I like to work with children. I would like a job where I could, number 5, work inside or work outside. I like both, really. I think that's kind of a hard choice for me. So, but I'll go inside because for children, if it's rainy or very cold, they need to have the option to be inside. Row number 6. Would you like a job where you work all day or work a few hours a day? I think work all day because I have big goals I want to meet. Row 7. I would like a job where I could work near my home or work in my home. Well, it's kind of a funny question right now, right? Because we're all working in our homes right now. We're very grateful that we can record lessons and interact with you all in a different way. But I think in my preference, I would like to work near my home. Then I could see people, I could see my students, I could be a part of the whole school community. Number 8, I would like a job where I could clean things or help people. Definitely, definitely help people. Row number 9, I would like a job where I could cook food or wash dishes. Well, little story, my family owns a restaurant in Cleveland, Ohio, so I've had to do both of these. My preference, cook the food. Number 10, I would like a job where I could work with cars, work with tools. Work with cars or work with tools. I do like working with tools. I do. So, work with tools. I would like a job where I could work with plants and flowers or put things on shelves. Hmm. Work with plants or flowers or put things on shelves. Even though I like a job where I don't get dirty, if I had to choose between these two, I would choose to work with plants and flowers because that job could be watering them or displaying them, or it could be or making flower arrangements. And those aren't really dirty. You don't get your fingers very dirty doing those things. And then number 12, I would like a job where I could work in an office or work with nature. I'm good except for the mouse there. I don't want to work with the mouse. I guess work in an office. All right, so let's review the choices. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller so maybe we can get more of that picture in there all at once, since we're not. Try a little bit more here. All right. Can we get them all in? Not quite. There we go. Maybe that does it. It doesn't do it. Let's take it down a little bit more. Okay. All right. So if we look at the choices that were made, we want a job where we stand, stay clean, work with others, work with children, work inside, work all day, work near my home, help people, cook food, work with tools, work with plants and flowers, and work in an office. You know, I used to teach a class in horticulture, which was raising plants and how did you grow them and how do you care for them. That was really fun because our students got to learn all kinds of really great things. And I kind of did all this in one job, so maybe that's why I made my answers. Let's see, how about you? What were your choices? What choices did you make as we went through our list. Why don't you pause for just a minute and discuss those with your family? And I'll even just leave this on the screen for a minute so that if you still need to copy down your answers, then you would be able to make your list and be able to discuss it with your family. And when you're all done, just unpause the video and come right back to us. Okay? All right. Okay, everybody back? Good. What did you learn about yourself? Talk with your family about what did you learn about what your job preference was? See how important it is to kind of just pause a minute and talk through, what do you really like? And then that's going to guide you in this next activity. So this is the right job. We're going to choose one job in each row that interests us. Okay. So just as we had rows in our other activity, we have rows here. Okay. So we have row number 1. What job interests you most? You might like 2 of them, or you might like all 3, but if you have to choose one single job, what job is most interesting to you? Is it watering plants, clean offices, or move patients? Most interesting. Think about for just a minute. Watering plants, that could be inside or outside. Clean offices, that's only going to be inside. And you're probably not going to be with anyone. It's probably going to be when the office is closed. Or move patients. Now there you're going to get to talk with people and chit chat with them, but it's more than likely going to be inside unless you're working for like an ambulance company where you're taking people to the hospital or back to their home. So for me, I'm going to do water plants because I still very much like that part. And I'm thinking that might be maybe at a grocery store or a Lowe's or a Home Depot where I could still talk with people and interact with them. Row number 2, feed animals, do laundry, clean off tables. Which would you prefer to do the most? Feed the animals, do laundry, clean off tables. Well, laundry's okay, but not a whole lot of fun, right? I love animals, love working with animals. Cleaning off tables, that means that people were there and they had eaten, and so maybe get to interact with people there. So I am going to say, I want to feed the animals, I think. Let's feed the animals. And then row number 3, make copies, stock shelves. Now that's just a very fancy way of saying that you're opening the boxes. Maybe you're opening boxes that have maybe 10 packages of Kleenexes in them, and you're taking them out of the box and you're placing them on the shelf. So you're just stocking or filling up the shelves with everything they need. Or carry supplies. So make copies, stock shelves, fill them all up, or carry supplies. Which one would I like to do the most? This is a tough one, I think. I think if I had to choose between all 3 of them. Making copies, you wouldn't get to talk to very many people, but it's a pretty easy job. But an important job, very important job. Stocking shelves, that's an important job too, but probably get to talk to people. Carry supplies. I'm wondering if that's like a delivery person between offices, which if that is, you would get to chit chat with people too. But maybe sometimes we need a quiet job where we just have moments of quiet. So I'm gonna try that. And then row number 4. See what our choices are here. Set tables, shred documents. So shred just means that you have a machine that tears everything up very, very, very tiny, and you're able to just put it right into the machine and it comes out in tiny little pieces. So set tables means put the cups and glasses and plates and silverware on the table, shred documents, or clean animal cages. Set tables, shred documents, or clean animal cages. So love animals, but set tables, I don't mind doing that. Shred documents, I think for me would be a little boring. So I don't know. You think that would be a little boring? So it means somebody's giving you a tall stack of paper and you just have to keep feeding it into the machine. It can kind of be loud. Setting the table would be like at a restaurant or maybe a nursing home where the residents are coming to eat and you want to make it look really nice for them. Cleaning the animal cages, so if they've used the restroom in the cage or it just needs sprayed out and fresh bedding put in, that would be cleaning the animal cage. I think of these 3, I would choose set tables. And then number 5, load boxes, mow lawns, or clean homes. So load boxes is like a UPS driver where you're taking boxes of materials out of the warehouse, which is a great big storage place, and you're putting them in the truck to deliver them to a particular location. And so you would have to know how to put everything in order in your truck so that there weren't any problems when you arrive at the locations. Also means very heavy work, but if you already have a lot of muscles, you're in good shape. Then mowing lawns. You know about that. If you mow a lawn, if you're outside, you get a great tan, but you're usually alone, right? Not chit-chatting with many people. You probably have a schedule because you probably have many homes to get to in one single day. And then clean homes. So going into somebody else's house, you have to be comfortable with that. It's someone's home you don't know. Are you comfortable going in someone else's house? Do you enjoy cleaning? And then would you bring your own cleaning products, like your own, you know, 409 or Murphy's oil soap to clean? Or does someone provide those? I have to think about that piece. But if I had to look at loading boxes, mowing lawns, or cleaning houses, if I had to think of those 3, and I had to choose one between all 3, I guess it would probably be, I think I would mow lawns. I think I would mow lawns. So I think my job choices are probably kind of all over the place, but let's take a look at them. All right, so I chose that I would water plants instead of clean offices or move patients, that I would feed animals rather than do laundry or clean off tables, that I would make copies instead of put things on shelves or carry supplies, that I would rather set a table than shred documents or clean animal cages. And then 5, that I would rather mow lawns than load boxes or clean homes. So water plants, feed animals, make copies, set tables, and mow lawns. So when I look at my job choices that I made, I have 5 of them, right? Now you take a minute and look at the 5 you chose. So pause for just a moment, share those with your family member, and see what does that tell you about the type of job you would like to work at. You can pause the video and chit chat with your family and then come right back to us. Okay, everybody back? All right. So once I look at all of these jobs, and once you look at all the jobs you have chosen, water plants, feed animals, make copies, set tables, or mow lawns, out of all the jobs, I am most interested in which one. Which one would I want to work at the most of those 5? So look at your list, talk with your family member. Which of those 5 would you like to do most? For me, I have to choose. I think for me, of these, I would like to water plants. Okay, so now you look at yours and you choose the one that you like the most. You choose the one that you would like the most. All right, got that in your head? Circle it on your paper. Okay, and now we're going to walk through, well, how do we set a goal to get our job, to get what we would like, where we would like to work? Okay, so my goal is to get a job watering plants. I want you to write down at the top of a piece of paper, my goal is to get a job watering plants. I'll leave that there for just a minute. Okay, now we're going to write in what steps should I take or what do I need to learn? Okay, so I would definitely need to learn the different types of plants and how much water they take. I would also need to take the steps of seeing where are there jobs available in my area for this type of work. Okay, so let's see. I would need to learn about the types of plants and how much water they need. And then I would need to, I need to know how many jobs are available. Well, it's not gonna let me keep typing. I need to know where jobs are. See what's been located. Now, your piece of paper isn't going to run out of room, right? So this is just typing in a piece of software, but you just write down, you know, what do you need to learn and what would be your steps? So think about that. Now, who can help me reach my goal? Okay, who can help me? I can definitely talk to family members. I think if I call the stores to talk to someone in that job, they could help. Right? So you think of, for the job you chose, who could help you? Who can help you reach your goal? So family members can help you reach your goal, and maybe call the store to talk with somebody. Okay. How long will it take for me to reach my goal? Well, just like we said before, it's probably 1 to 4 weeks, because you'd have to go on interviews, find exactly the job, and you might find it in the very first week. But let's just be safe and say 1 to 4 weeks. Okay? What do I need to reach this goal? What do I need to reach this goal? I need a plan, right? I need a plan. How do I practice or work toward my goal? How do I practice or work toward my goal? So I could maybe job shadow with job shadow at Home Depot. Or see, what else could I do? How do I practice or work toward my goal? I could try an online job shadow, right? I have to go back and I have to edit my work because I didn't put a capital on my job. To learn more. But right there, I could do a online job shadowing. To learn more. All right, now, what questions do I have about my goal? What questions do I have about my goal? So one of my questions is, how many jobs are available? How much money does it make? How much money does this type of job pay? I think those would be two of my questions, is how many of these jobs are available and how much money would I make? That's kind of a big deal, right? You kind of do need to know about that. What will I do this week? What will I do this week? So I think this week I will go online and check for job ads, right? So there's a lot that you can go on to. You can go into one that's called Indeed. You can go into Glassdoor. Those are two online sites that you can go to, but you can always call these different places. I could call Home Depot, see if they're hiring in their gardening department. I could call Lowe's, see if they're hiring in their gardening department. I could see if they need a florist helper at Kroger or Publix. And just by calling, sometimes you can learn much more quicker, a lot quicker than just searching online. What will I do this month? This month, I will contact job sites. Maybe sites isn't a good word here. I will contact Home Depot and Lowe's. Lowe's is right by Home Depot, but not very close to my house. But you know what? Kroger is right by my house. Kroger. I will call those two stores to see if they have jobs open. Okay, I will search online too. Okay, so I have a plan. So now you need to make your plan. So sit down with a family member and go through everything. Look at your job preference. What would you like to do or not like to do? What location or setting do you want to work in? And then what type of jobs do interest you? And then when you look at all of those, decide of all 5 of those, which one would you pick the most? Which one would you like the most? And then know why do you like it? Does it match up with what your job preference says? See, so think this is kind of what Keisha did with her mom and her teacher as she went out and worked on these jobs. So very different from Jordan, because Jordan, he just went online and started looking and just kind of knew what he wanted or didn't want. And then he found a job of walking dogs that he enjoyed. So 2 different ways you can do it, but definitely take the time to walk through these tools, these different worksheets to help you. All right. Thank you for spending the afternoon with me and being together in our class. I hope this helps you look for a job. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and enjoy being with your family. Have a good evening. Bye bye.